Piece anime. Though I have heard good things about it, I've also heard mixed reviews about it, and I have a decent amount of anime under my belt, but I didn't think it was something I was going to necessarily enjoy. Hey, that guy has both his eyes now. Doesn't he have only like one eye? But I don't mind getting spoilers for the anime in certain respects. To get an idea of the adventure I'm ready to embark on for the long haul. I mean, anime rarely disappoints, but what does seem to disappoint are anime live actions.
We'll begin.
Good lord, I'm not even a Dragon Ball Z fan. I've never actually sat down and actually watched the whole thing through, and I'm looking at this and I want to puke on my tail. But then in comes the One Piece Netflix adaptation of the One Piece anime. And I always wanted to watch One Piece because I know there's a lot of people who like it. My husband had stopped watching it because he said it got to the point where it was just like filler after filler after filler, and it just wasn't fun for him anymore, and I can completely understand that. And I honestly think live action adaptations for anime definitely work better in a show format than a freaking movie. Call me crazy, but when something has thousands upon thousands of episodes, a 2-hour-long movie just doesn't feel like it's good enough to cut it. From the little bit I did see of the anime, I think they do a really good job in this live action adaptation of getting the feel right. And dare I say it, I hate to admit it, but they do an absolutely fantastic job of making the characters look even more attractive than they do in the anime. Oh my god. Especially this guy. Good lord. Oh my god. Like, I'm really biased when it comes to anime sometimes, but did not mean to make that sound. That is not what you thought it was. But take someone as handsome as Ichigo from Bleach, and then you give him a live action or a live action version. And they, okay. So, okay, this is a bad example. I mean, okay, anyway, most of the time, when they choose people for live action, they look disgusting. I'm just saying, like, there's a trend there that, you know, people usually, the live action, anyway, moving on.
Are you okay?
I always tell people that they need to hook me within the first few minutes and at least the first episode of a show for me to even consider sticking with it for the long haul. I need to like the characters, and I am grading this. I am making my review based on the standalone presentation of this story. Oh my god, there is nothing I despise more than people saying, you need to have watched the freaking anime. You need to have read the books in order to understand this completely different show in a completely different format on medium. Miss me with that bull. If that were the case, we would need to have the live action adaptations, now would we? We would just watch the anime. And if you're making it in a different format of live action, you're doing it to draw in more people who wouldn't necessarily go and watch the anime. That's the whole reason they do this, to capitalize on an audience that they don't already have. I mean, doi. So, can audiences from outside who were watching this live action for the first time get the story and fall in love with the characters and not need to do thousands of episodes worth of freaking homework? And the answer is, so far from me watching episode 1, oh my god, I love this guy, they do not. Thank the freaking Kitsune Lord.
Peace shall be restored. Let this be a message to break the spirit of anyone foolish enough to follow in its footsteps.
The way he's smiling, though. He's like, man, you were giving me sweet relief. I get the last laugh, though. Like, look at his face. Something nice and smelly behind for you. So this pirate basically tells them that all his riches are somewhere and everyone has to go find it. The One Piece. And all these people are like, oh my god. So he basically started the pirate thing, and that's when we meet Luffy, because he wants to be a pirate too. Only Luffy can't swim. Not only are the pirates trying to find the treasure, they're also fighting other pirates to see if they have it. Unbeknownst to the crew, Luffy's barrel is bought on board the Captain Alvida's ship. An absolute tyrant who basically is like the Negan of this anime. Then we get this adorable character named Koby. And we look at the anime counterparts, they really do a good job. Like, I really mean it. They do a good job of capturing them, their essence and their character, and I absolutely love Koby. Koby meets Luffy when he hears something in the barrel. Luffy's like, what's up, man? Don't talk to strangers, but don't tell anyone. Luffy is so likable. When I watched a snippet of Luffy in the anime and I heard his voice, I was like, no. Yeah, it wasn't really my cup of tea when he was first introduced. Oh, but I'm sure he became likable as time goes on, and with the first episode, within the first few seconds or minutes of meeting him, I knew I was gonna like this character. This guy, I nicknamed Zoro, he is actually my favorite character. He's just a badass. And I like the warrior stoics, broody types. who give 0 Fs, show no emotion. I never usually like the dead characters, especially on guys, but Luffy is an exception to this. And so is Gon from Hunter x Hunter. Anyway, Luffy recalls when he was little, and I guess he's telling the story to Koby. Because he lost his parents, he's an orphan, and this handsome red-haired guy was taking care of him, basically like his father figure. Luffy wants to prove to him that he is a pirate. So I'm gonna prove it to you, bro, by stabbing out my eye hole. I just now noticed, upon the second viewing of doing this review, that Luffy was wearing Shanks' hat. So obviously something happened to Shanks. Maybe? So he stabs out his eye. Luffy's like, that's how I got the scar, and pirates are nice. Koby wants to be a marine, so of course he doesn't like pirates, but Luffy is the first person he's met who claims he's a pirate that's actually decent. Where have I seen this guy from? Yo, that face is the stuff of nightmares.
Which way's north?
Oh, for frick's sake. Why do they always do this? Like, I visibly cringed. Luffy's so silly, but we quickly learn why that probably is. Why he has absolutely 0 regard for his life and well-being.
I'm Monkey D, Luffy.
Never heard of you.
Well, remember the name. Because I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
It's the way he says it. So adorable in an annoying type of way. So after, they quickly realize that he's not someone to be messed with. The look on her face, though.
What in the ass?
They realize real quick and start panicking when they discover that the little Peter Pan character here has impressive powers, and this feels like a Peter Pan Captain Hook kind of situation. I don't know if that was by design, but that's what it puts me in mind of. Or Alvida. Oh snap. You know, when you watch One Punch Man and you see him with a stupid egghead face, no one takes him seriously, and it's something with these immortal characters. They always end up looking silly, but then when they get serious and their faces turn into this, that's the oh shit moment when you're like, ooh, his eyes don't look like eggs anymore. Some shit's about to go down. And I think Luffy does a very good job at that, because when he gets serious and then he lowers his voice, you know something is about to go down. So like every part of him stretches, right? Anyway, on Six's Island, this is where we meet my favorite character, Avatar. They do a good job early on establishing that Zoro here is not someone to be messed with. He carries 3 swords, but he never uses the 3rd one. Wicked. Zoro ends up killing the guy who came after him because everyone's always trying to recruit him, which is the smart thing to do, because if you have someone of his talents, you're gonna want him on your side. You're gonna want to offer him that. But then if he doesn't go with you, your next go-to is just kill him. I like how sprinkled throughout the first episode we get a backstory of Luffy and Shanks. Shanks is a good man, or at least he is very calm. Even when people are picking on him and trying to start a fight, he chooses not to fight. All the other pirates follow alongside him, and even Luffy is terribly upset because he's like, you should have kicked his ass, bro. Why do you let people pick on you like this? He kind of looks like Jaden Smith a little bit. Anyway, why Luffy was upset because Shanks told him he wasn't ready to be a pirate, he found a little treasure chest in Shanks' room. It's this weird looking tentacle fruit which he eats all of, because we know that when you find something, the first thing you do is devour it, not knowing what it is. I mean, I understand he's a kid, but it's not like he's a freaking baby. Who knows? Maybe the fruit has some like magical properties to make you want to eat it or something. Shanks realizes that Luffy has eaten the fruit when he tries to pull Luffy back and realizes that his freaking arm is stretching, and look, the look on his face is so hilarious. Like, he does a great job at showing shock. Because he's like, you can see all the emotions toiling around in his eyes, like, is this happening? Wait, what's going on? Huh? Oh my god. Oh no. And then realization sets in, and he does it all in that just his face, that little scene right there with his emotion. You see all of that. He's so adorable. I love Shanks. I don't know why, but for some reason he reminds me of Darius, because they have the same kind of eyes and their expression. Like, look at them. Maybe it's just me. I can see those little hints of things, but Darius has made the same face. That's what he reminds me of. Call me crazy. And they kind of have the same character too. Anyway, he's like, what have you done? So Luffy has no plan. They need to fix his frickin' pants, because you're supposed to edit shit like that out, bro. They learned from the second Black Panther movie. Koby tells him about his dream to be a Marine. And Luffy's the kind of guy that's like, you should follow your dreams. And he wants to help people achieve that.
Be connected!
This is where we meet another character. And I've looked at her anime counterpart, and she looks way better in the live action. She's so adorable. And I'm like, ooh, I wonder what this character is gonna be. And every time they introduce a new character, I get excited. I like how they didn't desaturate everything, even though there's a little bit of that going on. You're never gonna get it as bright and funky clunky as the anime is, but they already show how wily she is. She's cute, she's smart, and we know she's gonna be part of the crew soon. Zoro brings his bounty or whatever, the guy he cut in half. Turns out he knows this little girl, or she's just being really nice to him. But clearly they have some kind of history, and she definitely likes him, so she must know him. But she accidentally bumps into Drake Malfoy. You bumped into me, what's wrong with you? I'm gonna squish your shit. I love the look on Luffy's face right here, because you're used to seeing Luffy be goofy. When something actually angers him because he's like, I don't like that, his face gets scary serious. You're like, dude, if this guy's actually mad at you, that's a problem. The poor sweet cute little kitten is like, I'm sorry. It's the way he is so funny. I know he's supposed to be the villain, but he cracks me up. He is such a good snob. And let's be honest, he basically is Draco Malfoy.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, he's so funny. I love him so much. I don't love him, actually. I mean, I do. I don't know. It's one of those characters that you can't even hate him because he's so pathetic. I've seen him before somewhere too. Where have I seen him? Like, there's a lot of people here that I don't recognize.
Next time I won't be so nice.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh, my baby over here is gonna kill you. Ew. Okay, that was the same face that I made. I mean, I get it, but like, I mean, that's a little bit too far. His face. Oh my god, I love this show so much. Please don't.
You eat one.
I'm good.
Alright, I'm about to head out.
Of course, we get a fight sequence from them where our Zoro guy is like, please, this is just a freaking bathroom break for me. He teaches this guy real quick who's the alpha. It's like, my father will give you anything you want. He's like, your father owes me some money. That lap dance I gave him last night. I'm kidding. I know, a bad joke. So then we meet his father, who's like the chief of the Marines with an axe hand, and he has a freaking iron giant mandible for some reason. But it's not like it's his actual mouth, like it's just, I don't even know what the functionality of it is because it's clear that he still has his bottom jaw intact, so I don't really understand why that's a thing. Is it to protect him from getting punched? They're Marines, right? So don't they have to like go in the water? Isn't that gonna give you like additional weight to make you sink? I mean, it looks cool because you're not used to seeing something like this, but I don't get it. What's the functionality of it? Does it screw directly into his skull? How does he wash underneath it? So of course our guy wants to get his money, but he was misbehaving, so he has a choice. Either join the Marines or get strung up in the yard in the sun with no food and water for about 7 days. Zoro declines, and of course he declines the offer, because he always does. He likes working alone. Fortunately, he's still human, so he is starting to suffer out there, but he's stoic as well. Draco Malfoy takes his third sword, and we see the first time that Zoro gets really angry.
Do you want to do a trick for me? Sit up and beg.
Put it down.
Oh my god. You know when you watch those videos when somebody gets really mad and you feel like you have to go clean your room? Or you feel as though frickin' Odin is about to smite you from on high?
Bunny, could you go take out the trash, please?
Shut up, Mom. Dad, we're just joking. It's just a prank. It's just a prank.
So anyway, Draco Malfoy is like, well, this is too bad. The sword's mine now, bitch. Come get it. I'm so cringe, I love it. Meanwhile, our new redheaded friend here utilized the bar fight between Draco and Zoro, and she's like, I'm gonna get a short guy and beat him up and take his suit, because she's trying to break in to get the map. The same map that Luffy's looking for. Luffy ends up setting free our beautiful friend here who's suffering, and he's like, you protected that girl, and you can fight. Wanna join my crew? No. Luffy frees him anyway, and the guy does the old anime thing. Why are you saving me? Cause I kill your kind anyway, huh? And Luffy's like, the Kirokara desu. And then hops into the sewer and says, just close it by me, Kay? Alright, have a nice life. Red hair girl is made. She once again kicks the short guy's ass, as well as the other female Marine officer. Luffy breaks in as well, and he's like, oh, it's you. Okay, well, let's find it together. Draco is fighting the sword. Naked? I don't know. Whatever. That's a Targaryen moment right there. Zoro breaks into his room to get back his sword. Very odd way for anyone to find you.
Are you going to kill me?
Oh no. I've got something much worse in mind.
Oh my god. What does that mean? What could that possibly mean? Unless it's torture. I mean, this feels like a scene right from out of... Never mind. Luffy tries to make friends with our new character, the redhead girl. The captain quickly finds out that he's been tricked. The alarm sounds off and now they don't really have a lot of time to get out of there. So Luffy uses his strength. Apparently he has super strength as well. And he straight up just breaks the safe out. I don't know how they end up surviving this fall. Maybe it's because he broke her fall because he's all stretchy and whatnot. That means because he's stretchy, he doesn't necessarily take fall damage either, right? I like this scene, but I find it so hilarious that these are supposed to be Marines and nobody knows how to fight, not a one. Luffy's also holding his own. Zoro's about to leave and he's like, well, he did help me. God damn it, I feel guilty. So of course he comes in and he's like, I'm gonna help. And damn, I love when he fights, man. They really do a good job capturing the whole anime feel of it. It's not 100% perfect, but I think they're doing amazing. I actually am enjoying this. Like, I literally want to see what happens. The way this guy... Then the general chief dude comes out. Turns out he's a bigger deal than he let on.
Oh.
Oh my god, I love it. Because he's not expecting it to happen. This is the same look that the Flash had on his face when he was moving at super speed and then, to his chagrin, found out that Superman could still see him. My pants. It's not just some random dude that's fighting in the bar with you guys. This super freaking man. The person who's basically invincible and can punch existence itself into non-existence. Luffy probably hasn't had the experience fighting with people like this who could get the upper hand or his upper whole arm. So then we see our guy use his third sword for the first time, and our villain politely waits for him to do this. Luffy's face. So he's like, oh, that's where it goes. I thought I went up your ass. I don't know if the third sword gives him some kind of added... That was some airtime. What in the world? Check that out, bro. Like, that's some... Is that actually a thing? Did that actually... That's some serious... Did that really... What in the world? Was that an actual stunt? No way. Okay. They did a good job with that. That was great. What was I gonna say? Anyway, like I said, I don't know if it gives our samurai guy here an added bonus with skill. We don't know enough about him yet. But the wonderful thing is, I can't wait to learn more about the characters because that's exactly what's going to happen as time goes on. We already know some of Luffy's backstory, and so adding the new characters in, if they do it anything like the anime, or how anime usually does things, we'll eventually get the backstory or the characters letting us in on their motivations and why they are where they are. Draco Malfoy tries to stop them, and we found out what the worst thing is that Zoro did to him. He cut his beautiful hair. And this is the first time we actually see our warrior guy smile. He's like, wow. Meanwhile, our girl is over there and she's like, can we freaking leave?
What's wrong with his hair?
Yeah, I might have done that.
I won't let you make a joke of...
Bro didn't even flinch. Koby saves the day by hitting the guy in the head, and he's like, that was awesome! Despite seeing that a lot of the Marines are bad, he says that he still wants to be a Marine, and he's gonna be one of the good Marines. Looking like freaking Lakito over here.
Sai daí, Laquito. Alguém fala pra ele correr. Pera aí. Corre.
And so our redhead girl, green-haired stoic warrior, and Luffy set on their adventure. Luffy is starting to build his crew, despite them thinking they're not actually part of his crew, which they kind of are. Then we see a mighty ship with a bulldog with a bone at the helm.
The map to the Grand Line has been stolen.
And apparently this is a really bad problem for our Marines, who were obviously corrupt. Then we meet this guy, who apparently works for
A Joker.
Oh no!
Buggy. I guess this is the next boss of the lineup of bosses they're gonna have to fight. It's getting so exciting. This is honestly getting so good, and I'm excited to see where it goes next, and I can honestly say that episode 1 has hooked me onto the show. And you know you're successful with your live action if it actually interests you enough to want to go back and watch the actual source. One Piece is filled with color and character. You're kind of rooting for all the characters. Each have their own thing, and here's to Netflix not screwing this up. I mean, you have endless source material, and I know they have to adapt it into a show, so certain things they're probably gonna have to leave out, like all the fillers. You're gonna have to cut all of that down, but you already have that to work off of. So there is no reason for them to ever go wrong here or to insert things that don't need to be inserted in there. It's perfect the way it is so far from what I've seen from episode 1, and I definitely will be watching more. I really want to see Luffy and everyone on their adventure. So what do you guys think about this? As someone who isn't a fan of One Piece and hasn't watched it, I definitely came away feeling really happy and excited to have another show, but also a bit of consternation, because I know what happens whenever you start liking something, and then they're like, oh my god, the fans like this, we need to mess it up in every way possible, like they did with The Witcher. This is another thing I like about anime as well, because they seldom do that, except for freaking shoujo anime, where they do the whole will they won't they thing, and it's usually these teasing endings that don't really give anybody what they want or no real payoff. But in most of the other anime, it's usually a satisfying ending, even if it's sad. And they have a long way to go with this, because from what I know, based on this date that I released this video, One Piece was still being written. I mean, it's like not like it's finished, so, and they have a long way to go, but still a lot of source material under their belt. It's not like they're gonna run out of it anytime soon, which is very exciting. So what do you guys think who are not fans and you just come into this? Do you like it? The fans of One Piece anime or the manga, what do you think about it? I know there's some stuff that happens. Do you like it? Do you think they did a good job with the adaptation? And do you see it continuing to be a success? Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.